Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to miskatonicbooks.com for sponsoring the show. As every week, I just want to send out a big thank you to miskatonicbooks.com, who are a fantastic purveyor of esoteric and occult books. Some of the most beautiful books in the world are occult books, and that's because the kind of love that is poured into them, because they are talismanic in nature, and they embody the text that they contain. And so the people who produce these books really put a lot of love and care into these books, and you can find the majority of these recent releases on miskatonicbooks.com, but not just recent releases. You'll also find here books that have been published a while ago that are completely out of stock. And this is your most likely place to find new copies of those, or should I say second-hand copies or available copies. Now, if they don't have the book that you happen to be looking for, then they do likely have a page for that book, and you can just put your email on that page and receive an email notification as soon as that book becomes available. And it's just a really, really nice service that miskatonicbooks.com offer. So that's really, really cool. You can see that they've got 3D web books as well, and also courses. But yes, lots and lots of really, really nice stuff. Go and check out miskatonicbooks.com if you like beautiful quality esoteric books and occult books the way I do. All right, folks, let's start this week with some news from me. So I've been in contact with Tonalise Rugas, who manages magic retreats, and she's managed retreats with Lon Milo Duquette, Peter Lavender and Marco Visconti, and others. And she reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to lead a 7-day retreat in the south of France in September of 2026. And I said, yes, are you kidding? Yeah, that sounds absolutely amazing. So we've put together an idea for a retreat, and we're going to be doing a live stream just discussing what we're going to be doing this retreat about. To give you a general idea, we're going to be covering the divine feminine, right? So this is going to be in the area of the south of France that is heavily featured in the Da Vinci Code. Some of you might have read that one. It's the area of Rennes-le-Château and Carcassonne, right? With some Cathar castles and so on. So the idea is 7 days of just delicious foods, visiting mystical sites, of apparitions of various forms of the divine feminine, and spending time with me going into the divine feminine and the various aspects of the divine feminine, with a heavy emphasis on the Marian current, of course. That's kind of suitable for the area, and also the venereal or Venusian currents, and all of that. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited, but I don't want to talk about it too much right now. I'll let you join us for the live stream. I've just literally put up this this live stream, and it's going to be on Thursday. What was the date? The 13th. There we go. Thursday 13th. So literally in 1 week at the time that I'm recording this, a little less than a week if you're watching this a little later on. So really very, very excited for this little live stream where we're going to be going into a little bit more detail about this this very cool retreat. A little word to members, right? So if you're a Foolish Fish member at a level 3 or level infinity, you'll get access to a very special price for this. So do look out for a newsletter that I'll be sending in the next couple of days, just to to tell you exactly what to do. Okay, so that will be something that you'll find if you're a Patreon supporter at level 3 or level infinity. Then you'll receive an email notification usually about that stuff. And if you're a YouTube supporter at those levels, then have a look in the YouTube on my channel in the posts, right, where you usually find my stuff. There we are, folks. So that's Heliopolis Sanctuary, and that's going to be quite an exciting live stream happening on Thursday. Let's move on to some book news. We've got a Kickstarter from Blackletter Press called Clavis Artis. Now, I mentioned this last week, but the Kickstarter is now live. So it's a mysterious 18th century alchemical manuscript, never before transcribed or translated. It's already doing very well, as you can see, and 188 backers have found it. That's really great, and we've got 31 days to go. Let's have a quick look at the description here. Hidden for centuries in European archives, Clavis Artis, the key of the art, is one of the most enigmatic alchemical manuscripts ever created. So let's see, produced in the early 18th century and attributed fictitiously to the ancient sage Zoroaster, it bridges the worlds of mysticism, science, and art, richly illustrated with serpents, dragons, winged beings, and symbolic transformations. It embodies the alchemist's vision of nature as a living process of creation. Now, if you folks maybe managed to grab an early Kickstarter edition of my book, The Hidden Paths, you'll know what a beautiful job Blackletter Press invariably do with their books. And we can get an idea of what the inside layout is going to look like. Just absolutely gorgeous. I'm just very, very excited for this. I'll let you read the entire blurb. We're getting some mock-ups of the covers here for the standard hardcover, for the collector's edition, and an artisanal edition limited to 40 hand-numbered copies. Isn't that absolutely yes, it is. Oh my god, I hadn't scrolled down this far, folks. I'm salivating. Yeah, nice. Very, very nice. So there we go. The preface by Hunter Dukes and translated by Mark Kanak and handbound by Stefan Schubert. There we go. Oof. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. All right, so you can see the various. Oh, do I dare? Yes, that's about right. That's actually less than I was expecting, so that's good. All right, folks, I'll let you do your own reading there. Let's move on, folks, to news from Atramentus Press and Ian C. Edwards. So Crooked Confessions is his latest book, and the latest book released by Atramentus Press. Always do a beautiful job, naturally. An Ophidian philosophy of the sanctified devil, blades of grass after the scythe. Let's take a little look into this. Crooked Confessions is a book for the untimely ones, being an untimely book, a book for those who are yet to come. It presents an Ophidian philosophy that has roots in Nietzsche's Twilight of the Idols and its companion volume, The Antichrist, culminating in the Crooked Path sorcery of Andrew D. Chumbly. Throughout the text, which, like Chumbly's Chiasmos, is a book without pages, Edwards not only describes but reveals a new way of philosophizing, where he hands the reader a scythe as a philosophical tool. What's wrong with my speech today? Sorry about that. Here, deconstruction is pushed to its limits and beyond. Words are killed with swords that kill, from hammer taps to scythe swings, from Nietzsche to Cain. The Übermensch becomes a bridge to the sanctified devil. So there we go. So I'll let you read the rest of this blurb in your own time. Ian C. Edwards invariably brings the A game, and Atramentus Press always have gorgeous production value. So I'm absolutely certain that this will be of great interest to. If you heard those first few words and that sounds of interest to you, yeah, I mean, you can be quite sure that this is going to be of great quality. So a couple of different editions: a standard edition with head and tail bands, printed cover, 300 copies, and a confessor edition. Head and tail bands cloth bound with foil to cover and spine, book ribbon, slipcase, and limited to 33 copies. I like that, the fact that the special edition is cloth bound. Yeah, some of you might know that is my preferred style. If there's a nice edition and there's kind of a faux leather edition or even a leather edition, and a cloth edition, I usually prefer the cloth. I like holding cloth. It's just the way it is. All right, folks. So I'll let you discover all of that in your own time. But yeah, you'll be able to find some more of Ian C. Edwards' books on Atramentus Press's website. Right, let's move on, folks, to Troy Books, who have just released Human Animals, The Ritual, Magic and Law of Skin Turning by Frank Hamel, 1915. So let's take a look. Here we present a new edition of our a new addition to our collection of antiquarian titles, Human Animals, The Ritual, Magic and Law of Skin Turning. The book is a fascinating exploration of the folk magic and beliefs surrounding the transformation of humans into animal form. Therianthropic art of shape-shifting or skin turning. For centuries, folklore, occult traditions and whispered superstitions have held aloft the belief that humans can transform into animals and back again. From ancient rituals and shamanic practices to dark accusations of witchcraft and lycanthropy. Werewolves, right? The idea of shifting between forms has long fascinated and terrified humanity. So this sounds like an interesting exploration, right? Let's take a look at the different editions. We've got a paperback edition, which is available, a dust-jacketed hardback edition also available, and let's see, a special edition also, which you can order straight away. It seems to be available already. So that's £36 for the special edition, all the way down to £15 for the paperback edition. Very, very cool stuff indeed. I'm always kind of interested in these kinds of folklore explorations. This could be a good one. Let's continue with news from Fulgur Press. So Surrealism and the Tarot, A Love Story is their latest addition to their collection. So let's take a quick look at the layout of the inside there and get an idea of what kind of look it's got and what kind of topics it's covering. Let's take a quick look. Reaching for the Stars, Mata's Tarot cards. What else do we have? The Perfume of the Secret Rose, Ithel Kolokun, and the Tarot, of course. I think it was Fulgur Press who released an Ithel Kolokun complete tarot deck quite recently, so that's quite cool. Lenora Carrington's The Sun. So it seems to be an exploration of these topics, right? Kay Sage in the tarot, Triumphant Trumps, 2 occult tarots, a mini history. Let's take a look. So it's Surrealism and the Tarot. You may know Salvador Dali's striking surrealist tarot deck, or Lenora Carrington's recently discovered tarot designs. Perhaps even André Breton's mysterious novel Arcane 17, inspired by the Star card. These very well-known examples, just well-known examples, hint at a much deeper story, the rich and complex relationship between surrealism and the tarot. The surrealists Turn to tarot cards for divination, certainly, yet this represents only one facet of their extensive and versatile century-long engagement with tarot. In surrealist work and practice, we find the tarot as oracular tools, maps for initiatory journeys of self-discovery, countercultural objects, and aesthetic inspiration. Many surrealists' radical imaginations took tarot sets or individual cards as starting or reference points for new creative works in literature, film, painting, and display design, among others. There we go. So it's the first book to explore these issues in depth. It should be a lot of fun, coming out on December 4th. Yeah, you can pre-order it straight away. Let's move on to news from Ottoich. So some of you might have spotted my review of Ottoich's illustrated two grimoires. I've got them right next to me right here, the Lemegeton and the Grand Grimoire. If you haven't seen my review yet and you like grimoires and you like kind of interesting modern, I'm going to say, I don't know, like I want to say black metal artwork, then definitely go and check out my review. It's really, really nice. Both of these are really, really nice. I released a review of a paperback edition of his Lemegeton. It's actually not the Lemegeton complete. It's the Ars Goetia, right? But yes, he had already illustrated a lot of the Ars Goetias a couple of years ago, I want to say, and he did release it as a paperback. Well, these are much further illustrated, and definitely worth a fresh look, especially that in both of them. But just if you haven't already seen his Lemegeton, check out his Grand Grimoire as well, the Red Dragon, right? Very, very cool stuff, and you can order a copy of either of these just by reaching out to him on social media, and I've left a link to this very page, so you can just find him and send him a message if you're interested. All right, let's continue. Oh, by the way, one last thing. The price of the books is €25 each, right? Plus shipping, of course. There we are. Okay, let's move on to a couple of books that I found on this website. Pirates, Merchants, Devils and Dark Deeds: Trade, Exploration and Religion from the Ice Age to the Viking Age. Just a little reminder, folks, that all the links that you'll find in the description are associate links, and I get a small commission at no extra cost to you. So big thank you to all of you who use those links. And it doesn't matter what you purchase. I just get a little bit of money when you use those links and make a purchase. So this is Shani Oates' latest book, and it recently came out. It seems to be temporarily out of stock on the US page, but my guess is that you'll be able to find it elsewhere. So culture is a journey of experiential discovery in an ever-changing landscape. Our northern history remains largely unsung, eclipsed by the glamour of the classical world and its colourful legacy of Romanized culture. But there is another world, no less vibrant and exciting, no less fascinating or challenging. Locked into our DNA is a very different story. In its immersive wonder, we can find answers to age-old challenges concerning how culture evolves. What were the catalysts? Who were the antagonists? Who were the oppressed, the exploited? What were the real events? And who was really behind the violence in the tussle of power 1,000 years ago? Removing layers of accumulated concepts regarding faith, myth, and magic, this book exposes the socio-religio-political machinations that rocked the northern world, changing its landscape, the people, and their belief systems irrevocably. So very, very nice new Deep dive from Shani Oates, who invariably does a wonderful job, and with her latest book, Tubello's Forge, it's very, very clear that she is, if you've read some of her earlier works and struggled with some of the vocabulary that she uses, reading Tubello's Forge has really restored my faith in Shani's intent to be understandable by the average mortal like me, you know. So this is very, very cool stuff. I think this is going to be quite exciting. So yeah, there we go. Pirates, Merchants, Devils and Dark Deeds by Shani Oates. Next we've got the Khabari Empowerment, a Succor Covenant. This kind of it could go both ways, and a big thank you to Thomas for sharing this one with me. The Khabari Endowment is not merely a book of ritual; it's a covenantal text, a grimoire that unveils an unbroken stream of transmission from the Khabari, the hidden intelligences who stand beyond the veils of Lux, Umbra, and Corporalis. This work reveals a pact between humanity and the triune endowment of Kabal, offering a system of petition, alignment, and communion that restores balance where false orders have long sown disunion. Unlike many modern grimoires that repackage familiar ceremonial forms, a Succor Covenant discloses an original current, the Khabari Alliance, a living hierarchy of thrones, kings, princes, and dukes bound by the Grand Seal Oath. Their laws, seals, and methods of transmission are here preserved in full, enabling practitioners to engage not in imitation, but in authentic dialogue. There we go. I'll let you read in your own time what the text provides, but it seems to be a fresh grimoire. It says that the voice of this grimoire is both archaic and direct, echoing the gravity of classical grimoires while remaining lucid for contemporary practitioners. That sounds good, right? Its pages preserve not simply instruction, but covenant, reminding us that the work is not domination of unseen powers, but alignment with the eternal balance that sustains all realms. Again, sounds like it could potentially be really good. So that's by Taylor C. Phelps. Taylor C. Phelps. The Khabari Endowment. Potentially very cool. So you can get it as a hardcover, or you can get it at a fraction of the price on Kindle. And that could potentially be a way of testing the waters before deciding if you want a hardcover. Very, very nice. Now, I reviewed The Sacred Wild last week, and I just want to bring your attention to it, folks. Maybe you saw my review, maybe you didn't see my review. Oh my goodness, this was good. It was good. I was so worried. Worried is maybe the wrong word, but I had doubts, of course, as anyone might have doubts. This is great. Enter the realm of land spirits. This could go two ways. It could have been somebody just getting a paycheck, but it's not. It's Elise Wells, and clearly she knows what she's talking about. Very, very nice. Your best allies for protection and growth, and build personal relationships with stones, plants, animals, elementals, and much more. If you've ever experienced a special sense of place or a draw to the outdoors, you've been in the presence of land spirits. They are everywhere on Earth and can be valuable members of your personal spirit team, if only you reach out. Equal parts guide and grimoire, this book is perfect for anyone interested in earth-based faith, magic, travel, and environmentalism. I'm really struggling with my words today. Forgive me. Environmentalism. Through more than 60 exercises, rituals, spells, and meditations, you can learn how to recognize and create sustainable, magical practices for the mutual benefit of ourselves and our planet. What more can we ask for, right? Your greatest spiritual allies are right under your feet. I was really, really impressed with Elise's clear personal experience, right? She's clearly speaking from experience, not from wouldn't it be nice and I read that, but rather this is what she does. You can tell when you read the book. And also the clarity with which she shares with the reader the methods to do this right. Yeah, top marks. Great stuff. There we go. Let's continue, folks. Yeah, this Blood Moon Tarot. Oh, so good. So the Blood Moon Tarot is tarot. I'll leave an Amazon link down below as well if you want to use that. Actually, I think that when you click on pre-ordering, it takes you to Amazon anyway. So if you want to give me a little commission, then I really appreciate it if you use the Amazon links. Look at this, folks. Look at this. It is beautiful. So this is a full look of the deck, so that every set, every suit, in fact, makes a complete picture, and so that the sides of the cards line up and so on, and it's just a really nice artwork, really beautiful stuff. I'm going to let you discover this in your own time. You can probably tell if this is your style or not already just by looking at these 4 pictures. But yeah, take your time and click on these videos, and maybe I can click quickly on. Yeah, no, you're not going to see it. It opens in another window. Never mind. But yeah, for sure, check it all out and pick up your copies using the links down below. Then there's this ScandiNight and ScandiLight. Once again, thank you, Thomas, for this one. 2 Rider-Waite tarot decks. So this is yeah, a hand-drawn, folk-inspired Rider-Waite tarot deck in 2 color palettes, created with love and a touch of Scandinavian enchantment. It's very beautiful, as you can see. Once again, not everyone's cup of tea for the artwork, but definitely some people's cup of tea, right? And there's an early bird gift for if you get this one in time. God, look, oh yes, I love those pearlescent edges. Sorry, it just, I like it. Yeah. Yeah, gorgeous stuff. It's got a nice feel, hasn't it? Even that death, you can't help but want to be friends with that one. Yeah, that's good. Very cool. Yeah, very pretty. Okay. Moving on to the blue tarot. Now, I mentioned this blue tarot last week, but it was on the Thursday that I was recording it, and it released on the Friday. So I do want to show this to you, folks. I'll just forward to some of the cards, just so we don't get any strikes and things like that. But aren't they lovely with the silver stamp on them? And yeah, and of course they're all hand painted and really beautiful. You get to see the inspiration. Really lovely. Yeah. So that is the blue tarot that I kind of introduced last week, but that you can actually back this week. So that's very nice. Yeah, the color palette and the silver stamp is what really did it for me. And it's very cool. So this is a guide in Lviv who inspired the painter, the author, the creator, for one of the cards, clearly. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, so very cool. And then what do we have? Witchcraft, Magic and Occult Knowledge. Yes, this is an exhibition happening at Stanford University. If you happen to be in the area, go and check it out. So that's on October 15th to February 22nd. So it's ongoing. You've got time, but yeah, if you happen to be close to Stanford University, definitely go and check that out. It considers magical practitioners and their persecution in early modern European artwork and material culture. The term cunning folk typically describes wise people who knew traditional spells and remedies believed to cure and protect. The works on paper, painting and personal items on view in this intimate single gallery exhibition more broadly explore the historical concept of cunning in connection to many forms of secret magical rites and knowledge, from folk charms to occult natural philosophy to diabolic witchcraft. Early modern artists also helped construct the idea of magical figures as a threat to the prevailing social order, particularly through the rise of print culture. And here, a selection of American contemporary artworks reconjure these histories. Doesn't that sound good? It sounds very, very cool to me. So yeah, links to this down in the description as well. And just a little reminder, folks, that my course, The Magic and Mysteries of the Sun, is starting on Saturday, this Saturday, the 8th of November. So probably tomorrow for many of you watching, possibly even today for many of you watching. So this really is a last call. We're going to be exploring the sun from three perspectives, right? The perspective of healing, and then the perspective of radiating or glowing, should I say, right? Radiance, and then from the perspective of growing. So that's going to be three very, very cool lessons, which are going to be experiential, right? I'm going to be leading you in guided meditations, in particular rooms in your what do you call it, your mind palace. So definitely go and check out my mind palace videos if you haven't, first video at least, if you haven't already. There's a link to that mind palace video at the bottom of the description down over here, where you just, it's the one where you just discover your mind palace and you set up a protection for it, and there's a protection room in there. So it's going to be assumed that you have watched that video and actually gone through the process at the beginning of that course. So yes, definitely go and check that out, and you can read the full description of what we're going to be doing over on my foolishfish.net website. Don't forget that if you'd like to do a one-to-one video chat with me, then those options are also available. So you can hop onto services and products on my website and check the availability that I have. Absolutely sign up to my newsletter if you haven't done so already. And what else can I tell you? I just want to say thank you to all my Patreon supporters, to all the YouTube members. And if you'd like to support the channel in a really consistent way, in a way that keeps the channel alive, then really supporting me through Patreon is the best way, is the way that I appreciate really the most. And thank you so much to all of you who already do that. And yeah, and if you don't already, but you find some value in what I've been teaching and what I've been saying, what I've been presenting to you guys, then I really appreciate everyone who does join that Patreon. So that's what I've got for you for today, folks. Thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me every single week. It's so amazing to just to see this really nice community, and I wish you a wonderful week, and I hope to see many of you on Thursday for that live stream. Yeah, remember the link to that is down in the description as well. And we should have a lot of fun. Whether you end up coming to the retreat or not, it should be a fun thing to check out. You'll see. It's pretty cool. There we go, folks. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye bye.